Hello, and welcome back to the Law of Attraction Tribe podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Keith. And before we begin, I want to give a shout out to Emily, who sent me an email just saying that the last episode, she felt like I was talking directly to her. And I really appreciate that. So thank you, Emily, for listening and for reaching out. You guys have no idea how much it means to me when I hear from you, when you leave reviews, when you reach out and email me or send me a message on Instagram. I do actually see all of these and it just keeps me going. It's so nice to see who's on the receiving end of these podcast episodes because obviously I can't see you listening to it. And so it's just nice to see and to know that it's making a difference and it's reaching you, it's giving you what you need in that moment, whatever you're going through, whatever stage in life. And so I really appreciate it. And yeah, you can the easiest way to get a hold of me is to message me on Instagram at Law of Attraction Tribe. I check all my messages. Obviously, leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And I really appreciate it. And it's something that, it takes a minute and it's free, but it makes a huge difference and it means the world to me. So I want to remind everyone they can get on the wait list for this mystery offer that I have coming for Black Friday that I know you're going to love, you're going to be excited about because it's epic. Like it is unlike anything I've ever offered before. It's unlike anything that anyone is doing right now, especially in the manifestation space. So you can get all the details. I'm going to be giving little clues and I'm going to be giving you a free root chakra activating subliminal and grounding meditation just for joining the wait list. And so to get that right away, just text the word join to 813-755-1785. Okay. So the last episode, I talked about how I think we're going through this spiritual awakening as a collective, as a society. And one of the things that confirms this for me is this whole concept of the Age of Aquarius. Okay, now stick with me for a minute. I'm not crazy into astrology, but enough to where I know that different astrological events affect me, they affect people, you can see that clearly. And at the beginning of this year, I remember people talking about how we're entering this age of Aquarius. And I think it sort of did start. I believe it was in March where Pluto was in Aquarius, but then it left Aquarius. Well, anyhow, on November 19th, so right around the corner, Pluto enters Aquarius again, except this time it is going to stay there for the next 20 years. Okay. This is insane because the last time this happened was in 1779 during the Revolutionary War, where the American patriots achieved freedom and independence from Britain. And this is like a big part of what the Age of Aquarius even means. It's kind of like all of these outdated power structures start to dismantle and something new and fresh can be birthed. And so, you think about like, well, what came out of the Revolutionary War? Well, our Constitution was a big thing. That had never been done before. It was like this new way of living and being and treating people. And it's where the power structures shifted and it gave power to the people and it gave them these protected freedoms that were unheard of in that time. And don't worry, like I'm not going to turn this into a history lesson or get into politics or say anything else about that, but I just think that it's very interesting because there's been this debate on when the Age of Aquarius actually is. And I fully believe that it's taking place now. I think it's going fully into effect on November 19th. And this is just based on all of the events that have led to this point, my intuition, higher self, all of these things. I fully believe that November 19th is like when this massive shift is happening. And so I think it's interesting to see historically what was going on astrologically during these events and kind of looking at the parallels today. And I just think it lends more credibility to the idea that November 19th, this age of Aquarius is like kicking into full gear, and it's a very exciting time. It's a time of innovation, technological advancement, and this heightened sense of community and collective energy and just humanity as a whole. And Aquarius energy is all about this idea of enlightenment, of breaking out of old paradigms, fostering this sense of collective consciousness. And I think it's where you really start to shed what no longer serves us as a whole. And we really step into our full power as co-creators of our reality. And so it's a perfect time for manifesting. I mean, it really is where it's like the veil drops and we are fully realizing our potential as powerful creators and doing it in such a positive high vibration. So as we step into this age of Aquarius, we're going to be called to embrace this idea of a collective energy, a collective mindset. Like we're all part of this energetic web that connects to all of us and everything in the universe, including source energy. And I think more and more people are becoming aware of that. And it's going to raise the consciousness of the planet. Okay. And so this age is supposed to really encourage individual freedom, but not in like a self-centered way, not about like everything's about me. It's going to be more about your having the freedom to step in to your full potential, your purpose. And that purpose is part of a very important way in which it's going to serve the world and the collective. And so we're going to start to see that on a large scale because of releasing all of these old ways of thinking and all of these old structures that kind of kept the status quo in place and kept, certain people at the top and then the rest of us to fend for ourselves. And it's going to be more about shifting from having beliefs that are really rooted in fear and scarcity into more beliefs around abundance and innovation and compassion. And I think more and more people are going to become aware of it also because science is now proving that there is this collective consciousness. There is this web of intelligence that fills up every space in the universe, including in between you and I and in between planets and everything else. And that was proven with quantum entanglement. And, now they're looking into things like dark matter, and everything is leading to this idea of this energetic web that is intelligent, that is consciousness that connects us all. So the collective consciousness, the intelligent web, like whatever you want to, use to describe it, science is now uncovering a lot of these things and able to provide evidence of these spiritual concepts that no one's really been able to prove before. And so this is this energy shift that you can probably feel. You've probably felt it for a while now. And it's like you can tell things are shifting, but maybe you can't quite put your finger on it. And this is where we're all going to start tapping into it. And so, one of the big things that's going to help you tap into this energy and use it for good is focusing on your uniqueness, your authenticity. So, this is where you're going to start asking yourself, what parts of me have I been hiding or suppressing in order to fit in order to impress others, or in order to maybe hide from, fear of judgment? Like, what masks have you been wearing that are hiding the real you? And where have you been holding back in your life because of that fear of judgment or societal expectations? So these are the kinds of questions that are going to start coming up. And this new era is really where you're going to be encouraged to embrace all parts of yourself and the things that make you unique or quirky or weird. Those are the things that you're actually going to be encouraged to embrace more. You're going to be encouraged to really show who you are as an individual and sharing like your truth, not hiding anything about yourself. And this could be with anything. This could be with your beliefs, what you're passionate about, your talents, your purpose. I mean, all aspects of life. And so this is where you're really going to start leaning into those things and uncovering for yourself, like, what am I hiding? What is that hidden gem within me that I have suppressed or not paid attention to? That's going to start coming to the surface. And it's happening though on this large scale. Like the collective is all experiencing this at the same time, which is really exciting. But it's interesting because this is aligning at this time where we are seeing this technological revolution with AI, with the robots. I mean, what has happened so far with AI just in the past year is insane. And it's just going to multiply and rapidly continue improving. And so you hear like the negative about it, right? You hear about like AI replacing jobs, which is already happening, by the way. But this is where you're going to see this new, more positive perspective emerge because, yes, it may replace people from their jobs, but you could also look at it as it's freeing people from a 9 to 5 shitty job where you probably weren't treated with a whole lot of dignity and respect, probably weren't getting paid what you were really worth. And it's going to give you the opportunity to find your purpose and share it with the world because you're going to have the technology available to do this. And that's where like AI can't compete with that. AI doesn't have personality or emotions. And so people are going to be more and more drawn to the uniqueness of humans. They're going to be looking for those hidden gems, those quirks, the things that make us human. And so it's like the more you embrace the true, real you and share it with the world, the more people are going to gravitate towards you. And with technology, something I heard the other day that totally blew my mind is this guy was talking about, he's like, people have no idea just how fast things will evolve with technology. So, and the opportunities, like he's looking at this from a positive perspective of how this could quite literally provide abundance and opportunity for everyone because they're going to have these AI, they call them AI assistants. Well, what that really means, and the example that he gave was, how like Congress was talking about banning TikTok, right? So he's like, you could literally type into your AI assistant and say, I want you to replicate TikTok, but I want you to make it even better. I want you to come up with a stronger marketing campaign to reach more people. And, you can feed it like prompts to put your own edge on it. And within seconds, it's out there and it's doing that for you because it's going to have the ability to take a prompt and go far with it, dive deep, like create whole businesses and, all of this stuff that like we can't even fathom right now. This is the power that's just right around the corner. I mean, they are testing these things out now. So just think about that for a second. Like maybe you've always wanted to start a business where you're teaching people about how to use crystals to heal. Just using that as like one example. But you're not a business person, you're not a marketing person, that stuff doesn't light you up. You could literally tell this AI assistant, hey, go and build me a business and go market it for me and bring me this type of client and create a program around this information. And with a click of a button, it goes and it creates these things for you. And so, again, that leads to people are going to be drawn to your business because of you, your individual uniqueness, and your hidden gem, that hidden gift or purpose that you're meant to share with the world. You're now going to be able to easily do that with like the click of a button. And so, this is another reason why I feel like, yeah, we are moving into this age of Aquarius because it's all about innovation and technological advancement. And we're seeing that now. We are like on the cusp of massive, massive change with technology. The other thing is it's going to be about collaboration over competition. So we're really moving out of this scarcity mode where there's this pie in the sky. And if she gets that piece, then it's one less piece for me. And instead, it's going to be like there's more than enough to go around. And the more we work together and collaborate, the more we all improve as a collective. So it's going to really shift us into this like abundant mindset. You're going to be thinking like, how can I support others? How can I work with others? How can I collaborate? And which I think is a lot more fun. And so that brings me to, what's coming on Black Friday. I'm not going to share too much, but this is further confirmation for me. It's like literally every day, multiple times a day, I am getting signs for why this is like perfect for right now and why um this program is coming out literally days after November 19th. It is because we're going to need that. We're going to want to collaborate with others. We're going to want to have a community of people who are all at this level, who are spiritually awakening, who are going through massive transformation, who are fully stepping into their purpose, stepping into their confident higher self. And we're going to need that. We're going to need to support one another and we're going to want to. And so that's a big, huge part of it. Um, so that I already talked about technology and innovation, but basically it's shifting us from this old school mentality of I have to work hard to get to the end result. And this is going to be having things quick and easy, the path of least resistance, um, no longer having to do like all of these things that we think we have to do, like be in a constant state of stress and hard work in order to achieve some goal. It is going to be so fast, so easy, and almost instantaneous. And then as we're moving into this collective energy, we're going to be thinking about that. It's going to be stepping into your purpose, but doing it in a way that is serving everyone. Okay. So, like, how are you using your voice? How are you um, giving? Are you aligned with gratitude? Are you aligned with what you're passionate about and sharing that with others? So, it's going to be a lot more than just focusing on you, it's going to be focusing on the whole. And so back to what I was saying of like the beginning of 2024, I had the idea. That was when the seed was planted for this program that I'm going to be launching on Black Friday. And I'm just calling it a program because I don't know what the fuck to call it, but it's going to be so much more than just some program. But at the beginning of 2024, like I had the idea, and for whatever reason, it just wasn't forming. I would take a step and then I would have this sort of like, I don't want to say doubt because it wasn't like I was afraid of moving forward, but it was just this inner knowing of just hold tight. This isn't the right time. And now I know why. It's like I was just reaching the tip of the iceberg, and so much has been revealed since then. We've also had a lot of progress in science and technology that is actually supporting a lot of the concepts that I talk about with manifestation. There's so many things happening that are tying into that. And now I'm seeing that everything happens in divine timing. And I'm seeing that this time, right now, right around November 19th, when we're fully shifting into this age of Aquarius, this is the time that this program is supposed to come out. And this is why things just were not falling into place in the beginning of the year. And I had that intuitive feeling to wait. And I'm glad that I did. And typically I don't get that. Typically I'm very fast at acting on things, but I just knew to wait. And I'm so glad because this would have been completely different. Like there's so many things I've learned that I want to share with you guys that I wouldn't have known to do in January of this year. So this is where we're shifting in this time. You may have already had like a quote unquote spiritual awakening, um, or maybe you're on the verge of that. But when you do, this is where the thing that people are going to be looking for is support. Because when you sort of like wake up and you become super ultra aware of everything happening and everything in the world and how manifestation works, how the universe works, like all of this stuff, and you become hyper aware of it. It's so incredible, but it also is so lonely. It can feel so isolating because the people in your life might not be on that time frame. They might not have their awakening or be aware of these things until later. You might be the first one. And so you try and talk about this with your friends or your spouse or whoever the people are in your life, and they're just not getting it. And they're looking at you like you're crazy and they're not motivated, they're not ready for this transformation. And that is where it is so crucial to have this support and this sense of community. And I was literally thinking about this the other day, like having that exact thought. And I pulled a card, and the card said, "You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community." And here's what the description said: "The older the soul, the deeper the cave. Many star seeds and old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality, as it allows them to commune with their soul and fill up their energetic resources, especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra or find it hard being human." Totally me, by the way. I don't know if anyone else is feeling that. Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend their time in meaningless conversations and relationships. However, we must remember that we're not here to go about this life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need the love, company, and support of others, both emotionally and physically. In our increasingly online world, we can be quote unquote connected to more people and yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There's still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of things like social media, with so many people knowing our news. What is it doing to our auric field? Common, Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking the genuine connection of physical community and touch. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave and physically reach out to those in your life, to replenish when you need, but not isolate yourself. This could be seeing friends and family who live nearby or having a regular catch up walk with someone. In what ways can you open yourself up to the people who are physically in your life, those who you truly know? So, that again was another sign that, okay, I know I need this. Like I have felt pretty isolated this year, which I think I kind of needed to. Like I needed a break from doing live calls and things like that. But I am ready for it now. And if you're feeling ready for it now and you're feeling, a little bit isolated, or maybe there's just things that you want to share and talk about, but the people in your life aren't fully there. And so you don't really know who to talk to about it. That may be a sign that you're ready. You're ready for this sense of community, this sense of collectively quantum shifting. And the other sign that I got is I came across this old video of Dolores Cannon, and she said, you're not meant to wake up everyone. Like negative people and people that are not ready for transformation are still going to be negative and unwilling to change. Your job is to reach all the people in the middle, the people that are teetering in between the old way of being and the new way. And you just give them that gentle nudge and support. And I was like, I felt like she was talking directly to me. I felt like this is what I'm being called to do. And that all of this that I've been doing with the law of attraction tribe to this point has been like the prep work. And now it's time to get into the real stuff, the deep stuff, you know, the transformational, life-changing, quantum shifting stuff. And let go of all of these old things, these old paradigms that aren't working anymore, and usher in this new era, fully stepping into this age of Aquarius and everything that comes with it. This era of abundance and technology and advancement. So that's what's coming. And I'm going to be dropping little cues. So if you're on the wait list, you will get them. And to join the wait list, just text join to 813-755-1785. And when you do that, I will send you the very first, very crucial foundational step, which is activating your root chakra, really grounding you to the present, to the here and now. And so you're going to get a grounding meditation and a 5-minute subliminal. And it is meant to be 5 minutes, something to ground you in the morning or ground you when you need it. And I'll send that to you instantly so you can start working on that now. And that's going to lay a really strong foundation for all of the massive shifts that we're going to be having in this program. And so when you join the waitlist, you get those things. I will be dropping clues, and then you will get first access plus a massive discount if you're on the waitlist. So again, you just text join to 813-755-1785. And I will see you back here next time. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.